All right, I want to welcome Christina, Raymond, Consul, somebody who's using Samsung SMA, Susan G, Nathan, and Dr. Jaylon. So you got your hand up, Doctor. Did you have something you wanted to ask? That's not. All right, I'm going to mute everybody so we don't have any background noise, and we'll get started. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mondays with Dale. As I was just talking to Nathan about, while I was in Africa, it was really hard for me sometimes to get on these calls. And so we got a little bit out of the habit of coming on, and we just got to make sure we get people back on here. As you know, the first 20 minutes of this is basically training for new people. So you want to make sure you get your people on here. Not only new affiliates, but people that are customers and also people that are even prospects. Get them on here so they get a feel for what we do, get a feel for what kind of support they're going to have. And that's the whole idea behind this, is giving people support. I gotta get a few more people on here. Okay, so the whole reason why we do this call, as many of you know, is to create that camaraderie, that atmosphere of family, that support team that people need when they get started. If you do not connect your team with some sort of support, whether it be on this or from what you learn on here through Telegram or WhatsApp or anything like that, if you don't get people connected to some sort of support, the chances of them surviving in this business are almost zero, okay? You can't just sign them up, pat them on the back, wish them the best of luck, and sit back and say, oh, I hope they do something for me. You've got to give them the support. Now, some of you are good at giving support yourself, and that's fine. But if you're not, and I tell you, a lot of people aren't, then you got to connect them to something like this. Okay, it doesn't have to be Mondays with Dale. It could be any of the groups out there that are doing regular weekly meetings, so that they have a place to go, a place to call home. Okay, so we try to create a family atmosphere. We try to create that support team, and we also want people to have a place to go when they need to stay up to date on what's going on. Any network marketing company that is valuable, is doing well, is constantly changing, constantly evolving, constantly adding product lines and products within the lines, and running specials, running competitions, keeping people excited, keeping people aware of what the company is doing. And if you don't get on to something like this, then you start falling behind. Okay, so again, we try to keep you up to date on what's going on, and we do that in many different ways. You'll hear me say many times that communication is key, and that's what we try to do here. Is we try to give you as many ways as possible to stay in contact with us, stay in contact with the teams. I always give my phone number at this point in time for anybody who doesn't have it. My phone number is the +1 802-343-9075. That's +1 802-343-9075. You can reach me through WhatsApp, through Telegram, through Viber, just regular phone calls. Although if you're going to, in any of those ways, if you're going to call me, please message me first so I can so I can schedule a time for you, so I can give you the time you deserve. Okay, if you just try to call me, I'm on calls constantly. I'm doing this. I do this business 12 to 14 hours a day, at least 6 days a week, and so I'm constantly on the calls. I'm constantly doing Zoom calls, presentations, phone follow-ups, and because of that, if you just call me out of the blue, I may not be able to pick up and take care of you. So again, just message me, say, hey Dale, I'd love to spend a few minutes talking to you. If you have a specific topic that you want to talk to me about, tell me what it is, and so I can be prepared. again, it's just schedule a time in with me. I want to give you all the time you deserve. So also join me on Facebook. My Facebook is obviously Facebook.com/DaleFranklin.378. That's DaleFranklin.378. Become a friend with me on Facebook, and then we can speak on Facebook Messenger. You can introduce me to some of your friends through Facebook Messenger. So again, I'm trying to give you every way possible that we can stay connected. At this point in time, I'm just going to share my screen. And we're going to go here to here. Many of you know, have been on here before. You know that I have this in the right spot here. This is a website that was created for me. You can go to it. It's called DaleFranklin.net. Guys, if you don't do anything else, please write that down. DaleFranklin.net. Go in here and feel free to borrow anything you find in here. Copy and paste it in your own wherever you want to send it. Okay. If you see something in here you want to copy and send to by email or by WhatsApp or Telegram or whatever way you want to, feel free to take the stuff out of here and share it. Okay. Don't necessarily invite your people right directly to this website. You can if you already signed them up and you feel confident with them. But remember that this is a website that I use to build my team, and I don't want people reaching out to me and trying to sign up under me that should be signing up under you. So again, just use this information that's here. If you want to know more about me, there's a spot that says "Who is Dale?" and we'll explain that. Then we have the opportunity blog, which is right here. You can scroll down and see what's happening, what's happening today to what happened last week. Everything that's going on. You can go to products and you can click on a product like Fuel Factor X, which is one of our most explosive products right now. You can go there and bang, there's the Fuel Factor logo. There's a short peeking video. There's a longer presentation video. There's a slideshow that you can download and use to show people. You can come here to frequently asked questions. You can come to Fuel Factor X testimonials. You'll see the one in the middle is actually me doing a testimonial. But again, there's these live testimonials help like crazy. And then for the real techies that are going to ask you a lot of questions, maybe they own a fleet of trucks or maybe they're engineers or whatever, and they want to know more, you can come here and you got the commercial white paper, which you can scroll down on, all kinds of information on the product. You can come down here to the diesel fuel specification test, which once again gives lots of numbers, things engineers like. And then you come here to material safety sheets, and again, a lot of information on how to store it, how to ship it, how to protect yourself from it if you get some on you. Everything you need to know right there. And then if you go further down here, we have a bunch of tests. These are carbon mass balance tests, which is a way that they test the exhaust off these vehicles to tell basically how much pollution is being reduced, how much fuel is being consumed, how much is being saved, everything and anything you need to know as far as how this product works. And if you get into these, there's a lot of data that again, the engineering types love. Gets right down to very, very, very specific on what they found out. Again, not a lot of you people are going to be that technical, but the ones that are going to be super impressed that you have this. Now, you don't need to be an expert. You don't need to know everything there is about this product to sell it. You can tell people, hey, I'm relatively new to this. I've been using it. It's great for me. If you have specific questions, I can either get you in touch with one of my team leaders, or we can go here and I can reference you to some of the information. You can look it up yourself. So again, it's people when you start talking to people and they want to know you know something about your product, but they also want to, they'll forgive you if you don't know everything that they want to know, as long as you know where the information is. Okay. So again, very, very important. Then, people coming in, I guess. I'm here by myself today, so I don't have anybody help me bring on people. So bear with me just a second. So anyway, that's what we have here, and then we come to connections.
Feel free to add me, Brother Dale. I'll be your assistant. If you'd
Oh,
like.
okay. Let me do that right now. So, co-host. Yes, there you go. Thank you, Raymond. So anyway, we have connections. Now, connections is very important, and this is the thing you'd want to refer your people to the most, I think. You know, they can set up. You can set them up to be on my email. Again, don't worry about if they get on my emails and they tell me they're one of you referred them to me. I will certainly always refer them back to you. You're all part of my team. There's no advantage for me trying to steal your people. So again, keep in mind that all this is information for you, and use it any way you want. You can join me on Telegram. If you don't have Telegram, over here you can go to the Telegram application and download it. And once you're on there, you can go to my network travel Telegram channel. My Daily Choice has their latest news channel, and then of course our one of our teams, large teams, this is Fun Unified Network called Fun. They have their own Telegram channel too. So in other words, a lot of places you can go and start talking to people, asking questions, watching what people have to say, and learn just while you're getting to know more and more people in this business. Then of course we have WhatsApp, and you can join me on my information funnel, MDC Africa 2.0, special Africa notices, all kinds of WhatsApp stuff you can go into. Same thing with Facebook. You can join me on my personal Facebook profile. If you're in Facebook, you can join a lot of these groups that are already here. You know, the Fun Biz Opportunity page, House of Brands, Fun Training, Team We, which is Chris Bailey's team. Chris Bailey is somebody that you'll see me doing FFX presentations with every Thursday. So keep that in mind. And then we have the Win Testimonials and Win Network. Win stands for Who is Next, and that is the group of Chris Robinson and his whole team. So again, and when they say win, who is next, that's who is next to be the next one to succeed and make rank. Okay, so again, it's all kinds of support. Okay, we'll come back to YouTube in just a minute. Zoom meetings. Okay, you can come here to Zoom meetings, see what's going on around the world. Okay. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we have the Fun Power Push, and there's the Zoom link for it. There is the password for it. It's 30 minutes of basically 5-minute, 10-minute segments of different ways that you can focus on certain little chores that are going to help you build your business. So you go into it. It's kind of one of those nice little things, since it's a set time each day on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You go in, they tell you what to do, and you just do it. And you can leave after a half hour knowing there, at least I put in some time this week, today. You know, we get so busy, and sometimes we neglect the thing that can change our lives the most. So we want to make sure we stick with this. Then 12 noon on Mondays, our CEO, Josh Swagel, usually has his MDC Live, talks about what's going on in the business. And then, of course, 2 p.m. USA Eastern Standard Time is my Mondays with Dale, which is 9 p.m. Kenya, 8 p.m. South Africa, and 7 p.m. Congo and Nigeria. There's the link, there's the password. Same thing, we have other stuff that's going on in the United States in the evenings, which a lot of you Africans won't be able to, probably it's either too late or too early for you. But we do record them, and so you can check them later on if you want. Same thing, Wednesdays, again, we have the Power Push. Thursdays, Chris Robinson and myself, we do a full presentation on FFX, the Fuel Factor X. I talk about the product. He talks about the business plan. It's very quick. It takes 35 to 40 minutes. And we're doing the work for you guys. All you have to do is invite your people to those calls and just sit back and let us do the work. You know, we're going to tell them about the product. We're going to get people excited. And when you get all done, you're either going to end up with somebody who wants to become an affiliate, wants to be a customer, or maybe they say that's not for them. And if that's what they say, then we ask them who do they know that might be? So again, you're going to end up with either an affiliate, which will make you money, a customer, which will make you money, or if you do it right, a referral, which is going to give you more people to talk to. So it's a win-win-win, and we do the work. So all you have to do is become a master inviter, invite people to this call, and sit back. And I'll tell you right now, he who invites the most people wins. That's the simplest way to explain this business. He who invites the most people to these calls wins. And you remember, these calls are also recorded. So I'll show you in just a couple of minutes here where you can go and get these presentations and use them 24/7. Download them onto your phone, download them onto your iPad or on your laptop or whatever, and then just play them as many times per day as you need to get people to see what we have to offer. Again, he who shows the presentation to the most people wins. It's that simple. This is all about sorting. Sort as many people as possible, as fast as possible, to find the people that really want to change their lives. That's it. Again, we have a 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time launch party every Thursday. That's, again, the hour is probably too early or too late for the African market, but you're more than welcome to come on or get a copy of it once we've done recording it. Fridays, again, the Fun Power Push. Saturdays, usually the second Saturday of every month, we have what's called a Super Saturday. It's 90 minutes long. It's fast paced. There's 3, 4, 5 leaders that are doing a presentation. So you're hearing different people talk about different parts of the business, the products, and you learn a tremendous amount, and you hear it from different people. So you might have one person speak, well, maybe that you don't connect with, but the next one you will. So again, this is I've never had anybody go to a Super Saturday and say they wish they hadn't gone. And there's the link for that. It's there are the times. It's actually that's wrong. That should be 1 p.m. I'll have to get that fixed. But these are actually wrong. They should be 6, 7, and 8. I'll make a note to change that. So, but again, our next one is going to be on May 13th. Just had one last Saturday. It was fantastic. We had Jefferson Santos come on and talk about high life travel. A lot of people missed it and wanted a copy of it. I'm waiting for the YouTube copy to be presented sometime, hopefully today, and then I'll send it out so everybody can see it. So going back up here, we're going to go to YouTube. We're going to go to here. If you see the videos, there's over 200 videos here, guys, and all kinds of training, everything from the training on the presentation to the comp plan, all kinds of interviews with people who've already succeeded in this business, talks about the different product lines we have. Everything and anything you need to succeed is in here, but we broke it down even better. Okay, if we go to playlist breaks it down by training, Spanish subtitles, opportunity presentations, comp plan, Chris Bailey presentations, French subtitles, you name it. All Dale's guest appearances, Ukrainian subtitles, Swahili subtitles. But the one I like the best is the one we're going to work with a little bit today is right here. These 8 videos, we've got 8 on here now. I think we may end up with 9 before we're done. But these, if something happened and whoever brought you in this business never spoke to you again, but before they left, they got you involved with me and brought you to so you learned about dalefranklin.net, you could go in here and these 8 videos would get you through and take you all the way to as wealthy as you want to become. Okay. See, we got somebody waiting here. Got him. So what we have here, the first one, Chris Bailey's doing an opportunity presentation. That's a full opportunity presentation that talks about all our products that we sell around the world. The next one is an FFX opportunity presentation. This is one that Chris and I did back in January. 46 minutes long. and it talks about FFX, the product, the opportunity, everything. So again, that's one that you could use. And again, all you have to do, guys, is copy this and then take it anywhere you want it and put it on your own website, put it in an email, put it on a WhatsApp post, whatever you want to do. You can send these out to people, and people can watch these. And if you in any given week, if you show this to 100 people, there's a good chance you're going to end up with 20 affiliates, 40 customers, and 40 people that will probably refer somebody else to you. So again, it's how fast you want to make money is determined only by how fast you want to present these videos to people. Okay, so again, that's the FFX. And if you want to know more about a CashX, there's a short video on a CashX, and another one here on High Life Travel that Aaron Parker talks about how High Life Travel and how to sell it, how it works, and what the benefits are. Then we have this one here is for the back office. Basically tells you how to use your website. I'm going to go in more in depth on this one next week. I'm going to talk more about how you can use some of the what we have in the back office to build your team and build it very quickly. So you want to make sure you invite a lot of people next Monday to that call, because it's going to be powerful, I think. But again, it tells you how to use your website, how to go to your back office, your website, and how to access all the training, everything you need to build this business. Then the next one, relationship mapping, we're going to talk about that one today. And then the two following that is compensation training. Now, Chris Bailey does a fantastic job on comp training. The first one talks about the kind of an overview of what we do for how we make money with My Daily Choice. And, we get the way we get paid. We get paid 8 different ways. He goes into all of them. But the second one I think, is even better, because the second one tells you it's an advanced compensation training, and it shows you how to maximize your income. Okay. Not only your income, but your team's income. And the fact is, if you take the time to maximize your team's income, it's automatically going to put more money in your pocket too. So because we have the leadership check match, when you're helping your teams see that, maybe they need to spend an extra $30 to qualify for a couple $100 rebate or a couple $100 commission, when you find that for them, because you're the person who brought them into the business, whatever they get, you're going to get a percentage of that. The company's going to pay you a percentage of the amount they gave them. So, if you saved somebody, if you got somebody into the business and they say they're going to miss out on a couple $100 worth of commission, and you helped them get it, they got $200 worth of commission. You're the one that got them in. You're going to get 30% check match of that. So if they got $200, you're going to get 200 times 30%. You're going to make $60 just by helping them. Okay. So it's pretty cool. And you'd be amazed how many people don't understand the comp plan. And because of that, they miss out on some commissions. So, and that's our job, is to make sure everybody makes as much money as possible. So today, I want to talk about this relationship mapping. I'm just going to go right to it. You're going to see me in there because this is something I taped a while back, and I'll explain a little bit about her before we get started. But let me just say, I think this is one of the most important trainings that you can have. It's about a little more than a half hour long. You're going to enjoy every minute of it, and it's going to make you think about how you can build so that not only will you grow fast, but you're going to have people that are going to stay together, and you're going to have huge retention. You're going to have people in this business for many, many years because they're working with people they know, love, and respect. So without any further ado on that, I'm going to start playing this. I hope you enjoy it, and then I just got a couple more minutes after it's over to close out, and we'll be all done. So let's take you right to the relationship mapping. Now, this is just about exactly 30 minutes long. And guys, this is Madeline, the person who's telling this, is somebody who, when she did it, she was with one of our previous companies. So she does mention a couple things about that. Don't let that bother you. What we're looking at is the concept.
And so I don't want to confuse you when she starts talking about another comp plan or something like that. But again, the training on this, what she suggests you do as far as relationship mapping and how it kind of ties into Facebook, your Facebook friends, is incredible. So please hang in here and watch it. I think you're going to be very, very impressed. If you've seen it before, it doesn't hurt. I've seen it 3-4 dozen times, and I get excited every time I watch it. If you haven't seen it before, I think you're going to be really impressed. So let me share my screen. Here we go.
Okay, the following 6 topics. We're going to go through building strategy. We're going to go through your approach, your presentation, your follow-up, your close, and how to train and mentor. We're going to move very quickly, but this is recorded, so if you need to watch it again, you're going to be able to do that. Let's start with building strategy. I'm going to teach you a building strategy that was recently taught to me by a multi-millionaire friend of mine who has managed to do this business incredibly effectively. Now, what I call effective building is when someone can do it more than one time and show successfully, as well as replicate that process with other people and sustain it for the long term. This gentleman reached the equivalent of what we would have as a blue diamond in a 30-day period of time, replicated that with 4 of his frontline people, and then continued to replicate through that or through the organization, setting records that have never been beat since and had never been accomplished before that time. This gentleman has a tremendous amount of respect in my book, but he's also a great mentor for me. Anybody who can be making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, over $400,000 a month in this kind of an industry, and do it successfully and have it be a residual where they haven't worked for 5 years since they built that, they deserve some respect. As we sat, he sat and taught us all how he built his organizations and why it was that they were sustainable, why it was that once they were built, they stayed in place and continued to build, and why it was that with this strategy, you can overcome so many of the hurdles that many people find in this industry. And we are going to teach you exactly how to do that today. Once you have that picture in your mind and you understand how to do that, we're actually going to go through the exercise of doing it. And then we're going to move forward through these additional pieces and make sure that you know how to capitalize on really establishing a very strong Allure business. So let's start with building strategy. The way you're going to build and strategize is consider this to be you at the top of this circle. Now, what I'm going to put on here is I'm going to put a little A1 just for fun. Now, A1 is a designation that just reminds you we're talking about A players. Who in your mind is the single best person you can think of that you want to do this business with? They are entrepreneurs. They are driven. They are business owners. They are financially motivated. They are the kind of person who says, if I make a decision to do this, then get out of my way because that's exactly what I'm going to do. Who is that person for you? Now, you should be thinking of a name or 2 names, but think of the person that you can think of first. And I want you to write that name down on your own individual paper. You should have one. And it should look a lot like this form right here. You're going to write that name on it. Now, I'm going to do this exercise for you, and then you're going to do it yourself on your individual papers. So watch carefully. For me, that person is Gary, okay? So I'm going to write Gary's name down right here. Then I'm going to say, okay, who do Gary and I both know together? Who's someone we both know that could be good at this? Well, you know what? We both know Shane. So I'm going to put Shane's name down here. Who's someone else we both know? Well, we both know Tammy. So we're going to put Tammy right here. Who is someone else we both know? We both know Ryan. So I'm going to put Ryan right here. Who is someone, and then what I want you to do is once you have about 3 names down, you're going to do a little evaluation. Out of Shane, Tammy, and Ryan, which one of those people has the greatest social influence? Meaning, if these guys know each other, which one of them bears the greatest ability to sway the opinion of the social group around them? Well, in this group, I would actually say that Shane does. So I think Shane's in the right place. But what about here between Tammy and Ryan? Well, actually, Ryan has a little bit more social sway than Tammy. So I'm going to switch the order, and I'm going to now say Gary, Shane, Ryan, and Tammy. Hey, who's another person that we both know? Well, we actually both know Jillian. Now, what about Jillian? Ooh, actually, Jillian's pretty good. A matter of fact, Jillian's a very successful woman, and a lot of people hold her in high regard. I would say actually that Jillian is a little higher than Ryan up here. So now I'm going to move Jillian there. I'm going to move Ryan here, and I'm going to move Tammy to here. So now I've got Gary, Shane, Jillian, Ryan, Tammy. Now, this exercise can continue down as deep as you can go to the people that the two of you both know together. Now, this I like to call the Facebook principle. If you're sitting there and you can't think of somebody that you both know, open Facebook and look at the people that you both have as friends connected with you on Facebook, because that's what this is about. Who are you connected with? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to do the same thing, except for this is number 2. Who is another person you can think of that is a business owner? This is a person that is entrepreneurial driven. They are financially motivated. When they see opportunity, they grab for it with both hands and dive in with both feet. And you'd love to work with them because they are energetic and passionate and they love what they do. Okay, write that name down. For me, I'm going to go ahead and say for me that person is Chris. Chris is one of those kinds of people. Well, who is somebody that both Chris and I know? Well, Chris and I both know Nicholas. Okay, so I'm going to write down Nicholas. And Chris and I also both know Chloe. So I'm going to write down Chloe. And Chris and I also both know, who else do we both know? We both know Benjamin, actually. So let's write down Benjamin. Now, out of Nicholas, Chloe, and Benjamin, who has the greatest impact? Well, in this scenario, Ben does, and I would say then Chloe and then Nicholas. So let's say, for example, that was the way it worked out. Then you say, okay, who else do we both know? And you get the picture. You continue the exercise down and you fill in the next name and the next name until you can't think of any more. And it continues to go down in this motion. And then guess what? You got it. You're going to do it again for number 3. You're going to fill in that name. And then you're going to say, who do we both know? And you're going to fill in the name. And who else do we both know? Fill in the name. Who else do we both know? Fill in the name. Who else do we both know? Fill in the name. Now, in social influence, who has the greatest social influence? And so on. Now, I want you to do this 4 times. You are going to do this exercise 4 times. And I'm going to show you what makes this exercise so remarkably powerful is this. Number 1, you and the person that you're bringing in are now going to talk to people that you both know. And you've moved the social influencers to the top, so you're going to talk to them first. So what happens when both Gary and I go and say, Shane, Gary and I want to talk to you about a business that we're doing? What happens when 2 of you approach someone that you both know, love, and respect? Now, what happens when you and Gary and Shane talk to Jillian? You say, Jillian, Gary and Shane and I have started a business. What happens when Jillian is in and you go to Ryan and you say, Ryan, we're getting the gang back together. Jillian, Shane, Gary, and I, and other people that you know, we're doing this business together. You know what happens is you create social influence on the people that are coming in here, because now they're becoming part of something that more and more people that they love and respect have already decided is a good, legitimate business model. You're adding credibility to the business model, and you're providing for people a sense of security that what they're about to engage in is a good thing. The other thing that you're doing is you're creating lines of social influence. You're creating a line of people that want to do business together. These are people who are friends and acquaintances. They know each other. When you're having a business meeting, they want to show up, not because they feel like they're sitting in a room full of strangers, but because they're sitting in a room full of friends. This gives you the opportunity to create lines where all of these people are socially connected. Here's the other thing that this strategy does. Now, this is incredibly important. And I will fully admit I've made this mistake in my own business and just have made this mistake up until very recently. But what do we do normally when we bring somebody into the business? We say, okay, you need to go get 4 people, okay? So here you are, and you're gonna go get 4 people. Go. Yeah, see, that's the problem. You can't go because how much do you know right now? You know almost nothing. You're sitting there thinking, okay, go get 4 people. Go get 4 people. What does that even mean to you when you're brand new? If you've been to a meeting, you sat through an opportunity meeting, you saw the opportunity for yourself and you enrolled and you leave there and your instruction is go get 4 people. You have no idea what you're doing, right? And even if you're in.
So let's take you right to the relationship mapping. Now, this is just about exactly 30 minutes long. And
Oh,
guys,
sorry.
this is
Sorry, guys.
the-
Let me get this.
that
straight.
on the
You have no idea what you're doing, right? You're going to make some money, aren't you? And it's exciting. But how much money did those 4 people make? They didn't make anything because you were focused on getting your people. Now, what we do is we think, well, it's not my responsibility. They should be responsible for going and getting their 4. But why do you think it is that your business is moving so slowly? Why do you think that is that normally in network marketing is
Guys, I'm having trouble here. Everything's turning blue. Hold on one sec.
a lot of people that come in and never even get started in the business? It's because they come in and they're told, go get 4. And they feel like they need to know more information before they can start. They feel like they need to be trained before.
Dale,
they
try
start.
clicking on the
They
bottom
need to
right
have somebody teach them
icon.
exactly what to say before they can start. But here is the beauty of this business model and this duplication.
Let me get this straight. What do we do, Raymond?
Try clicking on the far right, that one right there to exit full screen and re-enter and see if it worked.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Style. You and me and Gary are going to call Shane together. And guess who's probably going to do the talking? You got it. I am. Why? Because I've been in the business a long time and I already know how to talk to people. And I can talk to Shane just as easily as Gary could because I know him. This is not a cold prospect. This is not someone who doesn't have respect for me. This is someone we already both know. And guess who's going to end up making the phone call to Jillian? You got it. I am. With Gary and Shane sitting right next to me. And guess who's going to end up making the phone call to Ryan? I am. With Gary and Shane and Jillian on the line with me. Even if they're not talking, they're listening. Because guess what happens now? I go ahead and I make these first 3 phone calls for Gary after he's watched me do this 3 times. What is he doing? He's learning how to do it himself. And guess what else? He has tremendous confidence because I didn't send him out there to let him screw up his first 7 contacts. I made his first 3 for him. I have already learned how to do this. I have already had success doing this. I can approach this with confidence. Never forget that 93% of communication is nonverbal. So we take our people out, and even if we give them a script, even if we teach them exactly what to say, 93% of that communication is nonverbal. So where's their confidence? If they don't know what they're doing and they feel that way, where is their confidence? It's certainly not going to come through in communication. But this building strategy allows us to change that. This building strategy allows us, this person that's already had success and already has confidence to do the talking for these first 3. Now, this person has success, right? They have a team that's 3 deep for them. So guess what they get to do? They get to make the next phone call. And more importantly than that, they are going to do the same exact exercise and they're going to start their next line. And they're going to do it again until they have 4 lines, just like you did. All right. Now you can see how that would work, but let me now talk about how you're going to push this to a whole different level. It is this. Pay attention because this is important. Wealth, urgency, synonymous. Okay, wealth and urgency are synonymous. If you don't do this fast, if you don't build your business quickly, it's not going to build. And this is why. let's say I go out there and I bring in Gary, and I'm feeling very good about myself. I've got the rah, I'm cheering. I took a snack break because I was so excited that I had success. Bam, got my one guy. I feel great, but how does Gary feel? He feels like he's brand new in a business that he doesn't know how to do, and he's not succeeding because nothing's happening. Okay, but what happens when I talk to Gary, and before Gary ever leaves the appointment, he and I have done this exercise together, and he and I have a map laid out of his 20 people that he not only knows, but knows well, that has relationships with these people. Here's what happens. Number one, we now have a plan. When I did this map, I have an exact plan. And I'm going to go talk to people, and we all know each other, and we all have relationships. And I sit there and I look at 20 people on a piece of paper. All of a sudden, seeing is believing. Believing makes it possible for me to go achieve that. I have these people in place. I know these people. And guess what I didn't do? I didn't say, go make me a list of 20 people. I asked for one name at a time and then allowed association, which, by the way, you can leverage Facebook as a tool to get. Once everybody has their map laid out of 20 people, they have a plan, they have a vision, and they know how to go accomplish it, and they know they're never accomplishing it alone. Incredibly, incredibly important. Now, when it comes to speed, no longer do I tell you to go get your 4 and have you waiting to figure out how to go talk to somebody. Before you left my office, we have your map down. And guess what we can do? Gary, let's call Shane. Let's call Shane really quickly before you leave today. Let's call him. Now, true story, when we were taught this exercise on a Wednesday afternoon. On a Wednesday afternoon in my own home, we were taught this. The gentleman who was teaching brought a brand new person to the front of the room, and he said, let's do this exercise. We did the exercise with him. He immediately texted his A1 person and said, hey, can you come over here? I want to show you what we're learning right now. This person showed up. We had a conversation with that person, presented the business, and by the time the presentation was over, the two of them made a phone call to the next person down. They invited them to come over and talk with them for a minute. That person came over. They talked to the person about the business, and by the time they were halfway through the conversation, they had already contacted this person and said, hey, the 3 of us are here. Can you come on over? We want to show you what we're doing together. They brought this person over, and what ended up happening, I'm not joking, is we went with this brand new person. We went 4 generations deep, 2 wide over here, and 2 more deep on this leg in 90 minutes. Okay, not 90 days. We didn't bring 7 people in an organization in 90 days. We brought 7 people in the organization in 90 minutes. Now, the gentleman that taught us this said, if you get together and you do a power Saturday, for example, and you say, I'm going to sit here from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. and I am going to drive the lines as far as I can drive them today, you know what can happen? This gentleman went 6 wide and 13 deep in a day. Okay, wow. 6 legs wide, 13 deep on each leg minimum in 1 day. How'd they do it? Hey, let's call that person. Hey, while we're talking on the phone, let's call that person. Hey, now come over here. Let's work together today and call these 3 people. All right. Now, in sales, there's certain tactics that we use, and one of them is fear of loss, right? Well, what happens when you show up and you're Gary and you see my chart and you realize I'm going to call Shane, Jillian, Ryan, and Tammy? Those are all people you know. And you know that I'm going to call them with or without you. A little bit of fear of loss, because you now know this is the place for you to be. Now, one more thing on this point really quickly that I want to make, and then I'm going to show you how we capitalize on this when it comes to volume, okay? When you're working with these people, something that's really important to keep in mind is that I can go very quickly with these people because of the relationships that I have, but I can also, I can go as deep as possible on every single person. Now, Gary has a paycheck, Shane has a paycheck, Jillian has a paycheck, Ryan has a paycheck, because we are putting people down the line. Don't be so caught up in feeling like you need to capture everybody on your front level and enroll everybody yourself. In this compensation plan, you can maximize the entire compensation plan with 10 frontline people, 10 total. If you did this exercise with 4, what happens once you've been driving those lines deep? Go do it again, go do a 5th line, then go do a 6th line, then go do a 7th line. But this much I can tell you, if you are doing this correctly, you will be so busy driving these first couple of lines, you're not gonna have time to go do your 3rd line right away until these are established. Now, this is what's happened for me. We have now been doing this for 1 week. 1 week we've been doing this since last Thursday, okay? We have brought in that 1 week period of time, 47 new people onto our team. No, actually, no, we added 5 last night. So we have brought in 52 new people in a 1 week period of time doing this methodology. I have talked to a minimum of 5 to 6 new people a day, and they're not my personals. I'm having conversations with my personals, and we're branching out and driving their lines deep. And now guess what happened? Yesterday, I was booked solid talking to people. And guess what happened? No big deal, because they called this person and this person. They called this person and this person. Those people did the calls, and we had 5 signups yesterday, and I only talked to 1 of those people. Because now these people are becoming competent and confident that they can present the information in a powerful way that resonates. Okay, so this is a building strategy that is on fire. I've never seen anything work this well. I understand why it works this well. I don't know why it took so long for the rest of us to catch on, but now that he has taught us how fast someone can build an organization and how strong it can be, because as you're driving depth in these legs, you're driving stability and creating paychecks for every person along the way. And then you go wide. It's a really, really awesome building strategy, but I want to show you what it means to you in terms of income. Now, you just saw we have like 20 squares, and all of you have your piece of paper. So you should see there's about 20 squares on your piece of paper. Now, when you do this exercise, which we'll give you time to do in a bit, you're going to notice that it is incredibly easy and quick for you to put down 20 names on a piece of paper. And you find those first one, and then you just pick, who do we know together? Who do we both know? Boom, 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 boom. There's my next one. Who do we both know? Boom, 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 boom. I have done this exercise now with 40 plus people, 5 minutes tops, and we have a map of 20 names. And it started with 1 name every single time. And sometimes we did have to pull out our phones and pull up the Facebook app and look at the relationships, and that's fine. But this is the power of that. You have 20 people, okay? 20 people. What happens when you do that exact exercise with those 20 people? You have those 20 people now have 20. Do you know how big your team is? 400. No, those people are on a 100 PV auto ship. You have 40,000 in team volume. That's twice the amount that you need to be a Sapphire in this company. That's twice the amount you need to be driving a new Audi. That's twice the amount you need to be earning that $10,000 bonus at the Sapphire level and making the kind of income that has replaced my income, go full out, guts out income. Okay? But let's talk about what happens as we go through this. As you talk to your 20 people, not everybody is going to want to do the business. That's fine. Replace them with somebody who does. But when you replace them, I want to show you, this is really important. As you're talking to them, use these words. A B is a business owner, okay? An S is a salesperson, and a C is a customer. Every person that you come across fits into one of these categories. They either have an entrepreneurial mindset and they get the business and they want to do it, or they think, I could sell that product, but they're not necessarily interested in building a team, or they're just a customer who wouldn't want the benefits of this product. So when I talk to them, I never cross anybody off my list. I acquire my business builders, and then I move forward from there and continue to find people the 2 of us know and drive, as you notice the arrow going deep. I drive deep this direction and find more business owners, but I maintain notes so that I know who I have in the system as customers and salespeople. Wealth and urgency are synonymous. If I go out there and I build 4 across in 1 week's time, or say a month, I go get 4 in a month, and I feel pretty good about that, right? I went got 4 people in a month. You got a paycheck, but those 4 people made nothing. If that's what you were focused on and that's what you did, you got a paycheck and your 4 people made nothing. Now, how long are you going to stay in a business where you made nothing? Now, the mindset might be, well, it's their job. They got to go get 4. You can maintain that mindset and you will also maintain the current pace of your build and the current fallout of your distributor base. You can stay at the industry averages, but if you want to raise your game, then don't just be thinking, I need to go get 4. Be thinking, I'm going to find 4. I'm going to drive lines deep in that 4 because people on my team are going to make money. Because this is going to be fun, guys. And to have fun requires 3 things. You got to be coachable and you got to be learning new things. You got to be making money. And number 3, your team has to be making money. It is not fun when the people you bring into the business aren't making money. So this is about building in a team strategy that makes everybody money, drives lines, and gives people a reason to stay, gives people a reason to work, gives people a reason to get excited. And that is where your urgency comes in. That is where you start to move the lines very, very quickly. And when people see the numbers coming in around them quickly, they move quickly. And when that happens, your organization moves quickly. And all of a sudden, you have big paychecks emerging quickly. Wealth is synonymous with urgency. All right, now every single one of you received one of these forms. I want you to go through this exercise. I want you to put your name at the top. I already did that for you with the you, but you are going to put your top 4 people. You're going to think, who do I know? Who do the both of us know together? Fill it in. Rank it according to social influence. That is going to be important. Now, we're not going to stop the video here and give you time to do that, but you understand your exercise. And I'm sure that you can take your time as soon as you're done watching this, or you can push pause if you're watching this on your own and at a later time as a repeat and do that exercise. Okay. So building strategy, we all got that, right? Awesome. Okay. Approach. How do I approach people? If I'm going to have this and I'm going to need to make phone calls and talk to people, how do I do that? Well, there's a few approaches that you can use out there, but this one is my particular favorite, okay? I just learned this building method from a multi-millionaire, which means you also just learned the building method of a multi-millionaire. So if you were talking to somebody, this is what you might say. You might say, I just spent the last several hours learning how multimillionaires make their money. I have a plan. I know exactly how to do it, and I'm about to do it, and I want to take you with me. When can we meet? Now, a few parts of that are important. Number 1, if you're talking to the right person, if you're talking to a business-minded, entrepreneurial, financially driven, and motivated person, do they want to know how multimillionaires make their money? Yes, they do. If you're talking to that person and you say, when can we meet? Notice how I didn't say, can we meet? Notice how I didn't say, would you like to meet? I said, when can we meet? Because I am going to assume the sell. I am going to employ something called TNT. Take control and tell them what to do, okay? TNT, assume the sell. I just spent the last several hours learning how multimillionaires make their millions. Unbelievable. I have been enlightened. I have a plan. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I want you to come do it with me. When can we meet? Now, remember, what did I do? I just outlined for them. I told them where I'm going. I'm going to go make millions. I have a plan, and I know exactly what I'm doing. I told them why I'm talking to them. I want you to come do it with me. They know why I'm talking to them. And then what I do, I made sure to sing the close. When can we meet? When can we meet? All right. Now, once I've done that, I can then set up an appointment for them. Now, one of a couple responses is going to come out. Okay. They are either going to, number 1, they're going to give you a date and time, and they're going to say, why make me wait? Let's talk now. I've had that one too. They're going to schedule an appointment with you. Done. Take it. Schedule that appointment, make that phone call, or go face-to-face, sit down and meet with them and have that meeting, okay? That's the first response you might get. The second response is, good for you. I'm happy for, I'm really excited for you, but I'm not interested, or that's not for me, or I don't have time. Guess what you now know? You now know you're not talking to the right person. This is not an entrepreneur. This is not a business-minded person. This is a person who is not in that frame of mind. But you know what the brilliant part about that is? That is no problem, because we're looking for 3 types of people, remember? We're looking for the business owners, but we're also looking for salespeople, and we're also looking for customers. Okay? So here's what you didn't do. You didn't tell them anything about your product yet. Okay, you just told them that you're going to go do something. So what you open the door up for yourself to do is, in a couple weeks later, you can call them back and say, hey, remember how I was doing that, how I told you I was going to do that business? I've found the product that I'm working with, and you have to try it. Now, guess what they already know? They already know you're doing business for yourself. They know that you're selling a product, not offering them to share a product. You're not offering to give them a product, because you told them you're building a business, and now you just said, I found the product that I'm going to do it with. You have to try it. Now you're offering the opportunity to try your product, and they can become a customer, and you didn't burn any bridges because you didn't get into too much information that they weren't interested in the time, and ruin your chance to talk to them about being a customer. So you just established yourself as the opportunity to now pre-select them. They select who they are before you ever continue the conversation, and those are your responses. So if they give you a date and time, they're a good potential business owner. You want to give them the presentation. If they're good for you, but that's not for me, they just identified themselves as a customer, treat them that way. Let them know, hey, no big deal. Absolutely no big deal. I'm going to go forward. I'm going to do this. I'm excited about it. And I'm sure I'll talk to you soon. And a couple weeks later, call them up and tell them, hey, you remember that business that I was starting? I just found the product I'm going to do this with, and you've got to try it. And now you have a customer approach. So those are the 2 things.
Okay.
All right, let me get out of this. Guys, thanks for your time on this today. I know it went over just a little bit. I'm gonna be sending out this video. I mean, it's easily for you to get it going into dalefranklin.net. But I'm going to send this video out to different groups so you can watch it. Can you see the power of building teams of people that like each other, respect each other, and have a similar mindset? So again, I think this is one of the most important videos out there. So we're over our time. I just want to start, and next week I'm going to start a little thing here where for the next few weeks I'm just going to be really focusing on income making training. Okay, and so this is the first one. Get your team started. Start making money. Start making money for yourself. Start making money for your team. The way she described it. Watch this video. Make sure everybody watch it again, and then make sure everybody on your team watches this video, okay? When you sign up new people, sit down with them and watch it with them. And then afterwards, go through and create their list and take the time to do exactly what she tells you to do, and you will succeed. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. So that's what we've done this week. That's what I want you to do. Next week, I'm going to train you guys on how to use product funnels and capture pages to bring even more people in, and then we're going to go from there onto more advanced stuff. But again, we are going to spend the next few weeks working and learning about how to create income activities that are going to put money in your pocket. Okay, we tend to sometimes get caught up in the learning. We get caught up in the management of it, and what we really need to do is we need to make you money and make your team money as soon as possible, so everybody believes and everybody is happy that they got into this business. And that's going to be our focus over the next few weeks. So again, try to get as many people on the call next week, and we'll talk about product funnels and capture pages and how they can be used to help you succeed. And again, I'll send this video out. Make sure all your team sees this video. It's the best training out there. So any questions at all before we close down? I think we're all set then. Guys, remember, I do this every week. I have no reason for doing this other than the fact I want to see you all succeed. I am, as many of you know, I'm already financially free. So it's not about the money with me. I'm trying to help as many people as possible to succeed around the world. I love every one of you. I want you to succeed. the biggest reward I can get is to see you walk across the stage at a convention in the near future where you've ranked up. So having said all that, guys, have a great week, and we'll talk to you next week. Spread the word, and let's build this thing into something that we can all be proud of. Let's show the world that the African continent is the place to be. Have a great week.